My name is Rebecca Martinez, and I'm 34 years old. The woman you see in this photograph.
That's me. 3 weeks after I donated my kidney to save my husband's life.
The nasal cannula you see wasn't for dramatic effect. It was because my body was struggling to heal, struggling to adjust to life with one kidney instead of two. Let me take you back to where this story really begins. I met Daniel Cooper when I was 26. He was a sales manager at a tech company, charming in that easy, confident way some men have. I was working as a nurse at County General, doing double shifts, saving lives, finding purpose in the exhaustion.
Daniel made me laugh.
He made me feel seen. After years of putting everyone else first, here was someone who wanted to put me first. Also, I thought. We married within a year. Looking back now, I can see the signs I missed. The way he'd check his phone constantly. The late nights. That became a pattern rather than an exception. The distance that crept in slowly, like fog rolling over a harbor, until I couldn't see clearly anymore. But I loved him.
And love, I've learned, can make you blind to truths that everyone else can see. 3 years into our marriage, Daniel got sick.
Really sick.
His kidneys were failing. Polycystic kidney disease, the doctors said.
Genetic, progressive,
fatal without intervention.
He needed a transplant, and the waiting list was years long. Years he did have. I didn't hesitate. I got tested immediately, and when the results came back showing I was a perfect match, I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Needed, important, essential to his life again. Becca, you don't have to do this, he said. But his eyes told a different story.
His eyes begged me to save him. Of course I do, I whispered, holding his hand in that sterile hospital
room. You're my husband. I love you. The surgery was scheduled for September 15th. I remember the date because it was also our anniversary. 4 years married.
I thought it was poetic, in a way, giving him life on the day we'd promised our lives to each other. The transplant went well, medically speaking.
Daniel's body accepted the kidney immediately.
Within days, his color returned. His energy came back.
The doctors called it a miracle.
I called it love, but my recovery was different.
Slow, harder.
They don't tell you how much your body goes through as a living donor. The pain that radiates through your entire torso.
The exhaustion that settles into your bones. The fear that maybe you've given away something you can't get back. I came home after 5 days.
Daniel came home after 3.
He'd recovered
so quickly, while I still needed oxygen support. Still couldn't stand for more than a few minutes without feeling dizzy. I need to catch up on work, he said the day after we both got home. I've been gone so long. The company needs me. I understood.
Or I tried to, even as I struggled to walk from the bedroom to the kitchen.
Even as the incision in my side burned with every breath. 2 weeks passed, then 3.
Daniel was always gone, always working late, always too tired when he got home to really talk, to really see me struggling. One evening, I needed help, really needed it.
The pain medication had run out, and I needed someone to drive me to the pharmacy.
My hands were shaking as I called Daniel's cell phone. Hey babe, I'm in a meeting.
Can this wait? His voice was distracted, distant. I need my medication, Daniel. I'm in a lot of pain. Can't you just
ask the pharmacy to
deliver or something? I'll be home in a few hours. I hung up,
called my friend Jessica instead. She came within 20 minutes, drove me to the pharmacy, helped me back inside, made me soup I could eat. Becca, she said carefully, sitting beside me on the couch. Where is Daniel? Working, I said automatically.
He's
always working now. Jessica's face did something complicated.
Something that looked like pity mixed with anger. Honey, I need to tell you something.
But I need you to stay calm, okay?
My heart already knew.
Isn't that strange? How?
Your heart knows before your mind catches up.
Daniel's been seeing someone.
Lisa from his office. It's been going on for at least 6 months.
Maybe longer. The room tilted. Everything I thought I knew rearranged itself into a new, terrible pattern. 6 months. That meant during his diagnosis,
during the transplant discussions, during my testing, during my surgery, while my kidney was being placed inside his body, he was placing his hands on someone else. Are you sure? I asked, even though I already knew the answer. Jessica pulled out her phone,
showed me pictures. Daniel and Lisa at a restaurant I'd never been to. Daniel and Lisa walking hand in hand through a park. Daniel and Lisa kissing outside a hotel downtown. The date stamps on the photos made my stomach turn.
One was from 2 days after our transplant.
2 days.
I was still in the hospital, still hooked up to machines, and he was with her. I didn't cry.
Not then.
I think I was too shocked for tears. Daniel came home after midnight that night.
I was sitting in the dark living room waiting. Oh, you're still up.
He seemed surprised.
Annoyed even. We need to talk, I said quietly. Becca, I'm exhausted. Can this wait until tomorrow?
No, it can't. Something in my voice made him turn on the light.
Made him actually look at me for the first time in weeks. I know about Lisa, I said simply. I watched his face cycle through emotions. Surprise, denial, calculation, and then, finally, something that looked almost like relief. It just happened.
Becca, I didn't plan it. When? Does it matter?
When Daniel, he sighed, ran his hand through his hair. The same gesture that used to make my heart flutter. Now it just made me feel sick. About 8 months ago,
we connected.
At a conference.
It was just supposed to be a one-time thing. But then,
8 months.
Before the diagnosis, before everything, you let me give you my kidney, I said slowly. While you were sleeping with someone else, that's not fair.
The kidney thing and our relationship problems are separate. Get out. What? Get out of my house.
Now, Becca, be reasonable.
We can talk about this. Get out. I'd never yelled like that before. Never felt rage like that before. It came from somewhere deep, somewhere primal. Daniel stared at me for a long moment.
Then he grabbed his keys and left. I sat in that dark living room until sunrise, my hand pressed against the scar on my side, the place where they'd cut me open to save him.
The physical wound was healing, but a different kind of wound had opened up, one that went much deeper. The next day, I called a lawyer.
Filed for divorce. Daniel didn't contest it. In fact, 2 weeks later, he served me papers himself. He'd gotten his own attorney, aggressive one. And that's when things got cruel. His lawyer argued that I should get less in the settlement because I'd voluntarily given Daniel the kidney, that it was a gift, and gifts don't come with expectations. They tried to
calculate the value of my kidney, put a price on it like it was a used car or a piece of furniture. I sat in the mediation room, listening to these strangers debate the worth of my sacrifice, and something inside me broke. Or maybe it finally
healed. I'm still not sure which. Daniel showed up to one mediation session.
Just one.
He walked in with Lisa on his arm. She was younger than me, prettier probably.
Definitely healthier looking.
She wasn't missing a kidney, and that's when I saw it. The way he looked at her.
The way he'd once looked at me in the
beginning. Becca, he said, approaching me during a break.
I brought something for you. He handed me an envelope. Inside was the divorce papers, finalized, signed, ready for my signature. I thought we could end this quickly.
Amicably, he said. I looked at the papers. He wanted the house we'd bought together.
Most of our savings.
He was willing to let
me keep the car and some furniture. And one more thing, he added, almost as an afterthought. Lisa and I, we're getting married next month. I wanted you to hear it from me. The mediation room was quiet.
Everyone was watching us,
waiting to see how I'd react. I looked at Daniel, really looked at him.
At this man I'd loved enough to cut myself open for.
At this man who couldn't wait for my wound to heal before replacing me. And I smiled. It wasn't a happy smile. It was something else entirely. Congratulations, I said softly. I hope Lisa never needs a kidney. His face went pale.
He understood the weight of what I'd said. The curse hidden in the blessing. I signed the papers.
Took my car and
my furniture and my one remaining kidney. And I left. That was 8 months ago. Today, I'm rebuilding.
Slowly, carefully. I'm back at work full time at the hospital.
I've made peace with my scar.
With what it represents. People ask me if I regret it. Donating my kidney to a man who betrayed me. If I could go back, would I still do it? The answer is complicated. I regret trusting him. I regret not seeing the signs. I regret giving so much of myself to someone who valued me so little. But I don't regret the surgery itself. Because that kidney, it's not really his. It's mine. It will always be mine. A part of me that he'll carry for the rest of his life.
A reminder that he couldn't break. He asked me to save his life, and I did. That says something about me, about my capacity for love, for sacrifice, for kindness. His betrayal, that says something about him. I heard through mutual friends that his marriage to Lisa is already struggling, that he's the same man he always was. Distant, unfaithful, selfish. Some people never change. They just find new people to disappoint. As
for me,
I'm different now, stronger, My body adapted to having one kidney. My heart adapted to life without Daniel. Humans are remarkably resilient that way.
I am dating again, slowly, carefully.
I am learning to trust again, but with boundaries now, with self-preservation, and sometimes, late at night, I touch the scar on my side and I think about justice, about karma.
About revenge, because revenge isn't always dramatic.
Sometimes revenge is simply living well.
Being happy, thriving while the person who hurt you realizes what they lost. Sometimes revenge is knowing that he'll carry a piece of you forever, whether he wants to or not. I
Donated my kidney to my husband when my wound hadn't even healed yet.
He threw divorce papers in my face, and I was so happy that I could finally say goodbye. To anyone listening who has sacrificed for someone who didn't deserve it, your sacrifice wasn't wasted.
It revealed who you are, and more importantly,
It revealed who they are. That's not loss.
that's wisdom. And wisdom, unlike kidneys, only makes you stronger.